What if everything we thought we knew about health was just, one piece of a much bigger puzzle, maybe even an electric one?
Right.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into some really fascinating sources. They explore our bodies, our minds, even the world around us, but through this lens of, well, electromagnetism and bioenergetics.
Exactly. And our mission today really is to unpack these insights. We're looking at research, some practical guides too, that suggest our health isn't just about chemistry.
Hmm.
It's also deeply connected to things like our internal voltage, you could say, the flow of energy inside us, and even how our thoughts and emotions actually create energetic patterns.
Wow.
And we'll also explore some, let's say, unconventional theories about what really makes us sick, specifically parasites and pollutants.
Okay, yeah, the material you shared digs into some wild concepts, plasma, ether, even linking back to ancient cultures, but also like detailed instructions on using specific frequencies, dietary changes, how these might impact our physical health.
It's quite a mix.
Yeah, get ready for some aha moments, I think.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's start unpacking this. Imagine trying to study ocean waves, but like ignoring the water itself.
Right. Good analogy.
Our sources suggest maybe we've been doing something similar with our bodies. They bring in these two concepts, plasma and ether, to help understand things better. What do they mean by that here?
What's interesting, they talk about plasma, that supercharged state of matter you see in stars and ether, this sort of invisible medium that energy flows through.
Okay.
The idea is that understanding these helps unlock insights into our own bodies, especially this concept of voltage.
Voltage, like in wiring?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the electromotive force in your body. The sources say higher voltage means more energy, more vitality,
It makes sense.
and a drop in voltage that's linked directly to disease, less energy for things like cell regeneration.
Okay.
Think about it. Your gut lining replaces itself every few months, your skin too. If that voltage drops, the body just can't make healthy new cells effectively. That's where illness starts to creep in, according to this view.
And then there's this research from the Heart Math Institute you mentioned. It says the heart's electric field is, what, 60 times stronger than the brain?
Yeah, 60 times the amplitude. It's a huge difference.
So what does that mean? How does it connect to emotions?
Well, it's pretty compelling. Because the heart's field is so powerful, it acts like a primary conductor for our emotions.
Ah.
The sources suggest our feelings aren't just abstract things. They actually generate distinct energetic signatures. Think of them like electromagnetic waveforms radiating out from us.
So my mood literally has an electrical charge.
That's the idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Your emotional state has this electrical resonance that goes way beyond just your skin.
Okay, wow. So looking broader then, ancient cultures like Vedic traditions, they talked about this subtle energy too, right? They called it bioplasma.
Exactly, yeah. They
And
described it extensively. And there's this one practice that views the human biofield as a kind of toroid-shaped bubble around the body.
A toroid, like a donut shape.
Precisely. In this view, the biofield is this protective, double-layered plasma membrane, a bit like the Earth's ionosphere, actually.
Okay.
It extends several feet out, this sort of diffuse, weakly charged magnetic fluid. It suggests a really deep, ancient grasp of this subtle energy stuff.
People have tried to measure this scientifically. You mentioned Dr. Tiller at Stanford, Dr. Valerie Hunt at UCLA.
Right, there have been efforts. Dr. Hunt's work is particularly interesting. She apparently found energy radiating from the body's surface, oscillating at frequencies, get this, 1,000 times faster than other known electrical activity, like what an EKG picks up.
1,000 times faster.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder what other layers of reality are out there that we're just, starting to tune into.
Okay, so if our bodies are these complex electric systems, what messes them up? What leads to illness, according to these sources? They have a pretty specific answer, don't they?
They do. It's bold. The
Yeah.
material basically says we have only two fundamental problems causing almost everything else: parasites and pollutants.
Just two.
That's it, yes.
Simplifying things.
Radically simplifying, yeah. But from this viewpoint, those two are responsible for inflammation, tumors, even things like hair going gray or nerves dying off.
Yeah.
The body tries to deal with them, creating stones, swellings, deficiencies,
Yeah.
until real damage happens.
Okay, so if that's the claim, what are these invaders? The sources get pretty detailed.
Oh, they do. Very specific. They list different parasites, like common flukes. One, Fasciolopsis buski, is controversially claimed to be in, like, every case of cancer, HIV, Alzheimer's.
Every case, that's a huge claim.
It's a massive claim, yes. And there are others roundworms like Ascaris larvae linked to asthma, hookworms connected to depression, even bacteria like staph in the heart, Shigella in the brain.
Mm-hmm.
And they even detail life cycles, how they spread. Pets are mentioned as carriers, especially if they go outside. They can bring worms back in, reinfecting the household.
So my cat could be part of the problem, energetically speaking.
According to this perspective, potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you look at your environment a bit differently.
Definitely. And then the pollutants, it's not just smog, right? They talk about metals from pipes, dental filling.
Exactly. Inorganic metals, mercury, thallium, cadmium, nickel, even gold and palladium from fillings or crowns.
Wow. How do those affect us if they're just sitting there in our teeth or coming from pans?
Well, the sources say they inhibit enzymes, lower our immunity. They basically clog up the works of our internal electric system.
Okay.
Then there are mycotoxins, poisons from molds, aflatoxin in things like popcorn, commercial juices, ergot mold in honey, cereals,
Stuff we eat all the time.
potentially, yeah. And solvents too. Propyl alcohol could be in shampoo, bottled water, benzene in flavored foods, toothpaste sometimes, wood alcohol and artificial sweeteners, commercial drinks. These are linked especially to things like diabetes, neurological issues.
It's a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
Even things like fiberglass particles, asbestos from dryers or insulation. The body supposedly tries to wall these off in tumors. It's a pretty extensive and honestly kind of alarming list of everyday things.
Okay, so given all that, potential electrical disruptions, parasites, pollutants, what can we do? What practical tools do these sources offer?
Well, they offer some really intriguing hands-on approaches. One that stood out is called zapping.
Zapping, like with electricity.
Basically, yeah, using a low-voltage frequency generator to selectively electrocute pathogens, bacteria, parasites.
Uh-huh.
The claim is it can give immediate relief for pain, other symptoms, by killing these things off. Supposedly kills everything in minutes.
That sounds intense. How's it supposed to work?
The idea is that living things broadcast electrically, right, on specific frequencies. The zapper tunes into those frequencies.
Like tuning a radio.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It supposedly kills invaders that resonate at the same frequency the generator is set to. Now, they do stress it mainly hits the outside layer, doesn't get deep into the bowels, for instance.
Oi.
So it's part of a bigger cleanup that includes herbal parasite programs, cleansing organs. There's even this truly astonishing claim in the material about people with supposedly incurable HIV seeing the virus disappear hours after zapping, with negative retests later.
Hours. That's hard to believe.
It's a profound assertion, absolutely. Something to consider within the context of this whole model.
Okay, this seems to link back to that idea of coherence we touched on earlier, right? Like
Yeah.
biofield tuning with tuning forks, or using your voice, vocal toning, to clear the static.
Exactly, yes. The belief there is that coherent sounds, coherent tones can unblock the flow of that bioplasma, that life energy, shift stuck energy.
So it's about bringing your system into harmony.
Pretty much. A clear, harmonious vibration. And building on that, there are strategies for detox and rebuilding. Kidney cleanses to dissolve crystals and flush toxins. Liver cleanses.
Oh yeah, the liver cleanse. They mentioned getting out thousands of stones.
Yeah, the goal mentioned was 2,000 stones eventually, for lasting relief from things like allergies or back pain. It's ambitious.
And the dental cleanup that seemed really important in the sources, getting all metal out of your mouth.
That's right. Fillings, crowns, even root canals are seen as potential chronic infection sites. So a full dental cleanup is positioned as, like, foundational.
Okay.
And diet, of course, is huge. Avoiding specific moldy foods, pasta, brown rice, popcorn, commercial juice were listed. Sterilizing milk by boiling it.
Interesting.
Specific supplements like vitamin C, chromium, and even simple things, lemon and honey water for digestion, using non-metal cookware to avoid those inorganic metals.
It's a whole lifestyle shift, really.
Yeah, it definitely points that way.
Okay, this next part is where things get really mind-bending for me. The idea that our beliefs aren't just thoughts, but actual energetic structures, like lenses in our biofield filtering reality.
Right, that's a powerful concept from the text.
So if that's true, how does changing your story, like Aboriginal cultures believed, actually heal you?
Well, what really jumps out is the idea that our mental patterns, being a victim, self-criticism, focusing on these create like chaotic vibrations, noise in your system. So the key insight isn't just thoughts have energy, but that your conscious intention is presented as the most powerful tool you have. It's not just thinking, it's actively quieting that noise and retuning your whole energy system.
So it takes awareness, conscious effort.
Absolutely. Awareness and intention.
The sources talk about challenging mind viruses, like the doing virus, always needing to be busy to feel worthy, or thinking pleasure is selfish.
Hmm.
The goal seems to be becoming alpha over your thoughts, like training a puppy that won't sit still.
Uh-huh, yeah, that's a good way to put it. Disciplining that bad dog mind, slowing down, finding that electromagnetic balance again, aligning with what they call a magnetic sense that guides you.
So how do we do that practically?
The material offers tools.
Yeah.
Affirmations are one. Saying something like, I am in control of my finances with real feeling to shift fear.
Okay.
Visualizations too, like picturing your sacral chakra, the energy center in your lower belly, as a glowing orange orb to connect with pleasure, worthiness, abundance. These are described as the most powerful tools for working with your energy. It really emphasizes that your mind, your intention, they aren't just abstract. They're seen as potent, energetic forces.
And it gets even more specific. They talk about emotional signatures in the biofield, sadness near the left shoulder, anger by the liver, frustration near the left hip.
Yeah, it's like you can literally hear these emotions as disturbances in the field around the body, according to this practice.
Wow. And fear, it's seen as energy needing to move.
Right. Instead of being stuck in fear, you put that energy into motion. It shifts into excitement when you act. Use it as fuel, basically.
It's like an emotional energy map.
It really is. And zooming out again, the healing power of love is framed as actual biology here.
Not just a nice idea.
Not just a nice idea. Opening your heart to love creates more coherence, more order in your system. Those heart math studies, they tracked heart rate variability. And under positive emotions, love, gratitude, joy, the heart's rhythm becomes super consistent, really orderly. They described it as a perfect sine wave. It's a measurable, energetic shift.
That's incredible. So we've covered a lot today. A real deep dive into these hidden currents, the biofield, but also these very concrete things like parasites, pollutants.
It really shifts the perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Understanding ourselves as electric bodies offers such unique ways to think about everything from how our cells regenerate to our emotional states.
Right.
And it gives actionable steps, potentially, for real self-healing.
So here's a final thought to chew on. If our thoughts, our collective consciousness, really do impact the Earth's magnetic field, and vice versa, like the sources suggest,
Yeah.
then maybe turning up your own personal wattage, becoming that rainbow body of light they talk about. Maybe that's the most powerful thing any of us can do.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It really leads to the question, what stands out to you about this idea that we are the ones we've been waiting for, that we actually have the ability to rewrite our own energetic patterns, step into a new frequency for ourselves and for everyone else.